Hi everyone, my name is Brij and I would really like to apologize to you for not uploading video from such a long time. Well, today we have one more video of the interview series playlist where I'll be interviewing Devarshi Pandya. He's a master's student at Dalhousie University and he was a master's student at Dalhousie University and now he's a full-time software engineer at Canadian Revenue Agency, that's CRA. So we'll know his experience from applying to actually working there full time. This will be one of the different kinds where he's not a current student but he's actually a full-time developer at a Canadian company and officially a government company. So just a past history, me and Devarshi, we both were in the same college. He was a 1 year senior of mine and we accidentally met at one of the interviews when I was in second year and he was in third year. So we met during an interview for my internship and he got in while I was rejected. So he's technically very sound. And yeah, let's hear the entire journey from him. So here we go, and I hope you all will like it. Okay. Hi everyone. So finally today we have with us Devarshi Pandya. It's an absolute pleasure, Devarshi, to have you with us. And I would really like to thank you to spare your time from your full-time job and be here. Okay.
Same here, same here.
I just asked, if you could introduce yourself again, like from where did you complete your bachelor's, and did you have any job experience before applying to Dalhousie University?
Yeah, so hi everyone. I am Devashi Pandya and I just completed my Master's of Applied Computer Science from Dalhousie University, which is in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I did my bachelor's from Charlotte University, the same university that Bridge is from. So I did my BTech in IT and I completed it in 2019 and then I came here in September 2019. And after completing my master's, right now I'm working as a software developer at a Canada Revenue Agency. So just like we have the income tax department here, the same way we have CR here.
Perfect. And I know the answer to this, but just to have you from your own perspective, before applying, apart from the internship that you had in Thomson Reuters, did you have any other, just some freelance work, or let's say any other job experience before applying in this?
No, I did not have any job experience. So one experience that Bridge and I share is the interview of Stribo.
Yeah.
So that was a company where we both interviewed for, and I got that offer from Stribo, but then I wasn't able to make it because of other plans. So my family had already booked tickets and all, so I couldn't make it for the internship at Stribo. But apart from that, I just had 6 months of work experience at Thomson Reuters.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. And I think that matters a lot because even there are a few students in my batch as well who do not have a job experience, and I think that might be somewhat similar, that uh, you did not have job experience, but there might be some of your batchmates who will be having a long experience, let's say of 5 years, 3 years or something. Was it the
Exactly.
case?
Yeah, so when you come for masters in Canada, one thing you'll notice is that you will have classmates who have experience of around 2 to 5 years, 6 years, it depends. And there would be 80-90% people who would already be here after the experience, and just some people would be here as freshers, like me or Bridge or anyone else. So now when you apply for jobs in Canada, one thing you'll notice is that uh, you get interviews only if you have a job experience. Now, it's not certain for all the companies, but companies usually prefer people who already have some work experience prior to applying. And yeah, so they prefer those people more because
Okay, yeah.
I just noticed from my classmates who were applying, so they were getting more interview calls. Now, the uh, fact about searching a job in Canada is that when you apply for jobs, it's all online. There's no human contact. So it's not like India where you have a placement coming into the university and the companies come to the university, they interview you, they take what test do they call it? The uh,
The placement
output
types, right?
IQ test. Yeah, the IQ test and all that. So it's not the same here. So you just go online, you apply on LinkedIn or Indeed or anywhere else. You just go to the company's website itself and apply there. And after that, your resume is not even read by human eye in most cases. So there are only some companies who where a person actually reviews your profile, but usually the keywords in your profile are just matched with the database, whether you are capable of the job or not. So your skills would be matched, and your keywords in your cover letter and resume, so that would be matched.
Mm-hmm.
And only then you receive an interview call. So the hardest part is getting an interview call.
Yeah.
When I applied for my internship, I applied to almost 85 companies, and after that, I got interview call from two.
Yeah, I had somewhat similar experience, and thanks to Devarshi, he guided me that start applying, because it will be very tough when you'll have your summer break and you are very close to it. Like when you are in your March, and let's say you try to find an internship for your May, it will be very tough. So start applying early on so that you get a call, because it will be tough to get your first interview call. Also I do
Exactly.
get, yeah, and also I do get some messages that I have 7 years of experience, I have 8 years of experience, so can I do masters from universities? So well, there you go, you have your answer.
Exactly. I get this question a lot too. People usually ask that I have so much years of experience and how to justify that I am here for study again. So the answer to that is just write it in your SOP. So
Yeah,
SOP is the most important document. So you justify everything. So you can just add a paragraph there that after having this much experience, you still feel that you want to change the domain or have some more knowledge about this, and that is why you want to come to Canada to this university. You want to work with professors and expand the knowledge. So that is what you can write in your SOP.
perfect. So yeah, that there you go. And uh,
Yeah.
there is one more question that whenever a master aspirant student is applying for some universities, definitely they cannot apply to all. Okay, because there, I think there is some minimal charge to like $100, $125 to apply. So
Yeah.
majorly there might be three factors that every student might just think of. Okay, like whether it's the province, whether it's a job opportunities, or whether it's like the ranking of the universities. So which was the the most important factor that you considered while applying, and were there some other universities also that you did apply and got in?
Yes, so there are not only three but many factors when you apply to universities, which you keep in mind. So when I was about to apply for my universities, when I was in sixth or seventh semester of my BTech, so I just started researching about different universities. And the first thing you need to do is just go thoroughly through the websites of all the universities. Secondly, make a list of universities in three sections: the ambitious ones, the moderate ones, and the safe ones.
Mm,
So just keep the ambitious ones where you have very less chance of getting into. Like for me, Waterloo was ambitious, then U of T was ambitious, then Alberta was ambitious. So I kept those in the ambitious category and then applied to moderate ones. So in moderate list, it was University of Carleton, it was Queen's University, Dalhousie University, Concordia University. So those were in the moderate list, and then there was the safe list where I had Lakehead University.
perfect.
So
Yeah.
I don't remember the names properly of all the universities right now, which I applied to, but I applied to 10 universities, and out of that, I got four, which were Dalhousie, Concordia, Queens, and Lakehead.
Okay.
So the factors that you choose while choosing the university. So I get this a question a lot that if you got into Queen's University, why you are in Dalhousie, or people are confused between Dalhousie and Concordia because they are very competitive with each other. So now the things are, first of all, in which province it is and how extreme the temperature is. Secondly, there is the language barrier. So one reason between Concordia and Dalhousie is that Concordia is in Quebec, and there you need to learn French. And even to get a job in Quebec, you need to clear the French exam by some B2 level or something.
Okay.
And these were the things. I wasn't ready to learn a new language. I never wanted to learn a new language. So I just chose Dalhousie. Now the choice between Dalhousie and Queen's University, it's that in Queen's University, it's actually better than Dalhousie, Queen's University. But the thing is that the course length in Queen's University was not 2 years; it was 16 months, 16 months or
Okay.
something. Now, the interesting part is that even in Dalhousie, after you come here, you realize that the course length is 16 months, but on paper it's 2 years.
Yeah.
So in the end, you get a work permit of 3 years. So that is why I got a work permit of 3 years, because even on my letter of completion, it's written that the course length is 2 years.
Okay.
The another factor is that you should consider co-op option. So if you are a complete fresher, then the easiest path for you to get into the IT industry in a new country is through co-op. Because
Yes.
first of all, if you are a fresher, you don't have any experience, and that is why maybe you're not that sound technically. So then it's better for you if you have to go through easier interviews. So just interviews just cut some slack to people who are seeking co-op, because they know these are students. And once you get into a company for co-op, then you can convert into a full-time employee if you perform well
Yes.
during that co-op.
Yes.
So that is how, yeah, that's a nice path into the IT industry. Rather than that, I have found people who did not find co-op, and they had to apply for jobs offline. Like after graduation, they apply for jobs. Now in that scenario, in the universities which do not have co-op and you are a complete fresher, you have to spend at least 4 to 5 months, 6 months just searching for the job. It's not that easy if you are not technically very sound. And
Hmm.
you have to go through a series of interviews, and those are like 4, 5, 6 rounds of interviews, with and there are 2 or 3 minimum technical interviews, live coding interviews, and everything. So to do that, it's easier to get into a university through co-op.
Yes. In fact, that way is, like the standard way. Like you get in the internship and you try to convert it to full time. So mostly interns work like give 200% so that they will get something as pre-placement offer or something like that, so that they can convert to full time.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, to get a direct full time job is comparatively a tough, but definitely if any student is not getting internship, then they have to do it. You have
Tough
no
for people
choice.
like me, but not for Bridge.
We were just to give you the context. He did mention in second year that we both were in the interview. I was in second year, he was in third year. We both cleared the we both cleared the exam, and we both went to a company for an interview. I got rejected, Devarshi got accepted, and then he rejected that company. So, yeah, okay, so here's actually one question that I get a lot. That what was your IELTS score? Okay. And is IELTS score really a necessary, like it's a necessary threshold to get in the top 10? So uh, does IELTS score matter a lot? And if it does, how much impact is, like, the your college CGPA, or let's say the board marks? Not only you, but the batchmates that you have interacted with. How much it's true?
Yeah, so I got a score of 7 overall in IELTS. That's low, but because I prepared just for 4 days for IELTS. And yeah, as long as IELTS is concerned, is it's not that important. IELTS is just a part that you have to clear. So every university has a part that they accept students with more than 7 overall and more than 6.5 in each model. So you should maintain a bar like that, either 7.5 overall and no less than 6.5 in each, and then you can apply to all the universities. Actually, no university. So it's not that if you get 9 bands in IELTS, you will get a very good university, or if you get 7 and you will not get into good universities, because it's just a criteria that they have, that just to apply you should have this score, and after that they will not consider. So it's not that if there are two students who are having excellent profiles and one has a IELTS score of 4 and one has less, then they'll consider one over the other. It's not that.
Yeah. The second question was that what was your profile?
What was my profile? That's a difficult question. So at that time, at first I was planning for USA too, where I had a vague idea of going abroad. So uh, when I was planning for USA, I thought that I'll even appear for GRE. So I had a GRE of 311, and then I thought that I should apply because of two factors. USA is really expensive. It's the tuition fees are double the cost of what it is in Canada, and secondly, the immigration policies are not lenient there, and you never know whether you will be able to stay in USA after you complete your masters or not. So that is why I chose Canada, and I appeared for IELTS, where I got a score of 7. I had a GPA of 8.92, and yeah, I didn't have any research papers or anything, but I mentioned about a lot of co-curricular activities that I was into in my SOP. So I was the central council, executive central council in the university. So I mentioned about it and all the activities, organizing the technical fest and everything. So uh, that's all about my profile.
Yeah, yeah. When I was junior, so I know about his profile. That he did organize some really very fun events in college, because every college is a college fest. So Devarshi was every year, in which I was from second year to third year. He was actually in the committee, and that really helped a lot, because if the university also knows that this guy is, apart from being good in the studies, they also are part in the co-curricular activities, whether it be sports, whether it be managing the activities. That's also considered one of the perk. It's not that everything has to be related to coding and educating stuff. So yeah, that's a tip. And this was like too much educative stuff. But one more thing that I had was that in Dalhousie as well, did you organize any fun tech fest or any fun events that were there in Dalhousie?
No,
Because why?
not at all. I was out of that shit after I completed my bachelor. So I thought that no more politics now, nothing, nothing of
Oh,
that
okay.
sort, not indulging into those activities. So after coming here, you don't get time for all this. That's another thing that you are completing your assignments and projects, and secondly, earning from your part-time job. So that's all I did.
Okay. Okay. So
But Bridge
if
was always
like,
there, coding the university's website and app and everything. So he helped me a lot.
yeah. eh, okay. So that's like, I enjoyed that part. So I usually used to do that, but it was like,
Yeah.
but I seriously think that means let me rephrase it. So if you did not manage it, was there some events in which you actually just participated as an audience in Dalhousie?
Yeah, so they have an internal meeting at Dalhousie. So there every bi-weekly on bi-weekly Fridays they used to host dinner and board games kind of thing. So it was pizza night and everything. So we just went for free food there and just indulged with other people at the party, talking to other people and just knowing them, connecting with people.
Okay.
And
Okay.
there were some fun events that they organized, like uh, yeah, there were board game nights. Secondly, VR games and all that. Then laser tag and dashing car and everything. So that's all we went to.
That
I
sounds
didn't just
literally,
go.
that sounds fun. I was in when you said free food. I was like, okay,
Until the
but
pandemic
obviously
was not
in
there.
this
So since
pandemic,
March, since last March,
yeah,
so it's almost a year now that we haven't went back to the university.
yeah, same. Means I have also started online. Like I've also started remote. Uh, I have not uploaded video from like past 4 months. So here's the credit. I have started remote of masters in University of Alberta, and everything is remote. So there is nothing like free food, VR games, board games, the dashing cards. We do not have yet all that. Okay, so
How do you find the assignments?
assignments are pretty engaging, and I would say that it's really good. Yeah, because when whatever the
Exactly.
it's being taught in the lectures, it's definitely in assignments and not like a replica. You have to understand that to get done with the
Yeah,
assignments.
exactly. That's the difference between Indian education and foreign education.
Yeah. I did not want to say that, but then you say that, I have to agree to it. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Uh, and also one more thing that you were mentioning was that when you were comparing between USA and Canada, one major factor of deciding was the expenses, right? The tuition fees. So in Dalhousie,
Exactly, yes.
what is per year the tuition fee that you were paying?
The first thing is that you can never really know the tuition until you are here. So, and not even you are here. So when you get your offer letter, they will mention tuition fee with a range. So they'll say your tuition fee is from let's say $11,000 to $20,000. So that is a big range that they give. And secondly, uh, below there's a small asterisk, and they mention there that you have extra international tuition fees that you have to pay. So that's the international differential fee. So that's another
Oh,
11 12,000 dollars. So actually, uh, combining all that, And yeah, second thing is that when you come here, each term you get your bill on your account, that now you have to pay this much, now you have to pay this much. So until that amount does not come, you cannot know how much fee it is. It's not like India
Okay.
that if you have 1 lakh fee at a college, then it will stay 1 lakh for all the 4 years. But here it's like every term the fees change and they vary, and you can never really know the exact amount. So I'll just tell you my amount. I paid $23,500 for my first year for all the 3 terms, and then so that was my fourth term. So for my co-op term, I paid $6,500. So in total, it was $1,000 expense for my masters.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
1 year means when you said 3 terms, was it like Jan, May, and September? So university was working in May intake as well, right?
exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it
That
was
makes
working.
sense.
Yes. So usually for master students, university is usually on for master students. But for bachelor students, they give an option that whether you want to work, whether you want to study in the summer term or you want to work as elsewhere, like you want to do some part-time jobs. Because in summer terms, students are allowed to work full time. So
Right.
like right now we are allowed to on your study permit you can just work for 20 hours a week, but during your summer breaks you can work for 40 hours a week. So that's full time. And secondly, students also go for internships. So one good thing about the education system here is if you are into bachelor's in Canada, then each year you get an opportunity for internship. So each summer term you can do your internships, and more internships you have, the better full-time job you get afterwards, and more experience you
Yes.
build.
Yeah. Right. Yes, and that's the similar case in my university as well. It means I did not have the choice though. That do you want to work or do you want to continue the classes? Because University of Alberta does not offer the May intake classes. There are only two intakes:
Okay.
the Jan intake and the September intake. So students have to, like thesis student, they will definitely have to do research in the university. But the
Mhm.
course-based student include like just like me, we have to find some internships, so we need to start looking at internships and mostly in the month of September, the previous year I'm talking about, because all the big fangs they
Mhm.
start their portals in September, October. So that's
Yeah.
a different story. I'll cover that how to find the internships. Okay. And yes, regarding the tuition fees, so like if there are 3 intakes as they were she mentioned, the fees
So there
might
are
range
actually
between.
just 2 intakes in Dalhousie. Intakes are two, but they also are functioning during the summer.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So the fees that you mentioned was like 20, what, 23, right? 20.
23,500. Yeah, 23,500 for the first 3 terms, and the fourth term was 6,500.
Okay. So it was like mostly 30K, 30K in
Yeah,
for masters.
30K. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. So University of Alberta, I think, is slightly cheaper because the fees that I'm paying right now is per, like for this my first year, I'm paying $10,800, and for my
Oh,
second year, I think it would be I don't know if they change the fee structure. I think they would change because they had mentioned in the mail that we would be changing. So I'm not sure
yeah.
about this intake, but I paid 10,800 for my tuition fees for my first year.
So are you sure you didn't have a catch there, like you are an international
No,
student,
no.
so you have to pay preferential fee?
No, I called them because the amount was like I found that it's slightly surprising because some of the
It's very
colleges
cheap
were having
actually.
fees. Yeah, some of the colleges were having fees that was greater than this university. So I was like, okay, let me just confirm that is it just me or everyone is getting the same fee.
Uh,
Okay. Perfect. Well, that pretty much covers the educative stuff. I mean, just one thing that in this pandemic, majority of the students have deferred their offer letter, whether they be starting from last year fall to this year winter, or let's say
mhm.
then this fall. So whatever the time they will have, like obviously some companies won't be giving internships in this off season. So whatever time they have left, what do you advise them? Like you are currently a software engineer at CRA. So
Yeah.
any technologies, any tech stack that you might have noticed, which might be useful if the students start studying right now.
Yeah, so the technologies, first of all, if you are into full stack development, then I suggest that you start polishing your Java skills. You would already be knowing Java, but just polish it for the company's sake. So it's not just Java, but the programming practices. So you need to learn how a program is, or how code is written in industries. It's not like the procedural stuff that you write, but you need to be uh, structuring your code really well. So there are some solid principles that you need to follow. Secondly, design patterns. So just start learning about that, and then learn Python. And some full stack technologies that you can learn are in the front end. You can either learn Angular or React, which are very much popular in Canada. And for the backend stuff, you can learn Node.js, and yes, Java, C Sharp is also used a lot in Canada for the backend.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Perfect. So these are the major tech stacks that we all should consider, including me as well, because we need to figure out, a full-time job as well. So once we get a job, they will see, what are the benefits that we get, like whether it be medical or visual or anything.
Uh, the honest answer to this is I never really got a time to get around this and read my entire offer letter and my benefit package, because
Okay.
the time I joined this team, this was a new team. So this was not the same team as I had during my internship. So in this team, they were rolling out releases one after the another, and it was a very busy period. So that was a time when I had to learn new things, because everything was completely new to me. And it's not about coding, but it's about the domain knowledge that they have. Like
Okay.
you won't know the terms that they are using and what they are doing. You won't even be able to run the software. So you would have to ask
Okay.
them how to run. Okay, I cloned the project, but now how to run this? So there are hundreds of configurations that you have to do in your laptop and in your environment to set up the environment, and then you will be able to run the project. So I was just busy with all this stuff, and I never really got time to read through my benefit package or anything.
Okay. Okay. Well,
But
yeah, I mean,
I am curious as you. I am as curious as you as to what benefits they offer. Even my
okay.
parents have been asking me, but I don't really know.
The sign of a very hardworking employee. He does not even
No,
have
no.
time to read the beneficial packet. Well, that's pretty much every question. Just one last thing. How's the nightlife in Halifax? Because just on a very lighter note, I know that you are not so outgoing person, but just from your experience, how was like the nightlife?
Yes, so everyone who is asking me this question, they ask me that whether they should consider coming to Nova Scotia or Halifax. Why? Because it's a very isolated place, and the nightlife here, there's actually not a great nightlife in Halifax. The even like if you even the shops close at around 8 or 10 p.m. or something, and not more than that.
Hmm.
And uh, there are just a few clubs, one or two clubs. I never went there, but yeah, there are just one or two clubs, and due to the pandemic, even they are closed. But usually they run till 12 or 1 a.m., but not more than that.
Okay.
So
Oh,
yeah, if you are into nightlife, then Halifax is not the place for you.
okay. Oh, I seriously did not know that. I was like, okay, every place has a downtown, and in downtown it's
They
where
have a
all the party
downtown,
happens.
yes. They have a
Okay.
downtown. Uh, there are parties and everything during the weekends, but they all close down early, because like
Hmm.
from what I noticed, Halifax is a place which is very calm and peaceful. And if you want to have a good retirement life, then Halifax is the place. Like you can have a very good
Okay.
retirement life. So this place is mostly of well settled middle aged and old people, and there are just some young people here. So the young people are usually those who are in the universities. So let it be Dalhousie University or St. Mary's University, Acadia
Hmm.
University. So St. Francis Xavier. So they are just from universities around here.
Okay. Yeah. And also, I think when we were on the call yesterday, we did a chat about all the Indian restaurants that are in Halifax. So, would you like to say on record on that part?
There are not a lot of Indian restaurants. There are just two or three Indian restaurants in Halifax, which are not that good, first of all. And like I don't really like spending money on Indian dishes when I go out in Halifax, because I can cook better than that at home itself.
Okay.
So there's no, yeah,
Okay.
there's no point spending like 20-30 bucks on just some Indian food. So if you are a
Makes
vegetarian guy,
sense.
so the first thing, if you are vegetarian, then there are just uh, three places you can go to. First one is Subway. Second one is you can go for pizza, and just one type of sub, which is a veggie delight sub. Just one type of pizza, which is a veggie pizza. You can just swap around different toppings on your pizza as you wish. And the third thing is poutine. So poutine is a Canadian dish. Uh, it's just consider some fries with some gravy. It's not, don't consider it as UFO fries with a lot of sauces. There's just one kind of gravy, but it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a pro tip from the legend is that try to learn to make your own food.
Exactly.
Perfect. Well, that sums up, all the questions that we had from some past comments or some my questions. We all have covered that, and just like to thank you, Devarshi, for spending around 1 hour with us, apart from being busy from your CRS schedule. So thank you
That's
so
fine.
much.
Thanks for having me here.
Thank you so much, Devarshi. Bye.